Good morning, Cashiers.
Cashiers Canine Connection.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Donna.
I'm Katie.
And today we're going to be talking about board and trains. Katie, what is a board and train?
So board and train is where your dog will come to Dog Spa and have the full boarding experience, as you can check out in our last podcast video. But they'll also give extensive training the Mountain Dog Way. So we do use a balanced training program. So this will include training tools such as a prong, and e-collar is optional depending on your boarding stay. And we also do use positive enforcement, so it's balanced training. They get nice little balanced positive reinforcement, but they also are held accountable with our training tools.
Great. So they get the boarding experience, that's all the playtime, and they get the training. And there's tools to take home. There'll be a lesson at the end. They get the full boarding experience with training, and there's coaching, client-side coaching, and tools to take home at the end. So what are the different kinds of board and trains that we offer, and the different lengths of stay?
Yeah. So we do offer a puppy board and train. This is going to be for puppies 5 months or less. This one will be a week-long stay. It's going to work on basic obedience. It's going to be a lot of leash work, so pulling on the leash, learning how to sit, stay, down, just your general obedience commands. This will be introduced with the prong collar, so they'll be using the prong collar during the 1 week training session. So the next level we have is a 2 week. So this is going to be a little bit more in depth. They'll still do the basics. They'll start off with leash pulling, prong intro, all of that good stuff, but they'll get a little more in depth. They'll get an intro to recall. And then they'll also get more training with our place command, which you probably have seen on our Facebook. That's where all the dogs are on their little cots, so they'll get an intro into that as well. And then if we're moving on up, we have a 3 week board and train, which is going to really get into off-leash reliability. It's going to be more inclusive of all those commands and just pushing the boundaries of being able to be off-leash and just be really, really refined in the training that they're getting here.
Excellent. It's like the level, how far do you want to go with the training? We can go up to the 3 week would be the most inclusive, where you're getting a good, reliable recall. I think that's probably the one that it's the most sought after skill.
Yeah.
And it's the longest process to teach, but it's also the most valuable. The most valuable thing your dog can do is come back when you call them, but also place these other commands in there too. What would be then the full list of commands?
So if you were to do the boarding train experience, based off of the link that they're here, it will change the total amount of these commands that they are solid with when they leave. But we work on sit, stay, heel, down, place, come, out. We use the word no, crate, go potty, break. It's a lot of information. It'll start off again with the basics with sit, down, stay. Crate will be included with every one of them. But there's a lot of different commands going on that they'll learn here.
And we'll teach people how to use them too.
Yes.
So while the dog's boarding with us, we're teaching the dogs those commands. And then at the end of a board and train, a lesson is included where we teach the client what commands we used and how they can use them at home.
Yep.
So how would I know if my dog is a good fit for a board and train?
Yeah. So a board and train is really a nice option if you are kind of at the beginning, you don't really know where to start, and you want to drop your dog off. So you would want to be able to leave your dog for at least a week, if not more. So you'd have to be comfortable with that. But also just knowing when you get your dog back, we will have done most of the beginning work for you. We'll set the basics, we'll do all of the repetitions. So when you get your dog back, it will be keeping up with what we teach you in the lesson. You won't have to do all of the repetitions and the learning stages. You'll just have to keep up with what you have.
Excellent. What if I'm not quite ready to commit to a board and train? What other services could I maybe explore at Mountain Dog Spa first?
So we do have just our regular daycare training. So this would be a daycare day, but they would also get training. This is going to be less intense. So you'll get some behavioral corrections. It will take more time, and there will be more of a learning process you'll have to continue at home. But daycare and training is a really good option for people that aren't just quite sure if they're ready to commit to that length of time, but they'll still get to see the differences that training can make and get a little bit of behavior modification.
Totally. And then you could always sign up for a board and train after if you are interested in one. If I want my dog to come for a board and train, what should I pack? What should I bring with them for their stay?
Yeah, so again, most important thing is going to be their food. If they have any dietary restrictions, you'll want to bring their own training treats just to be sure that they're not going to have an upset tummy, nothing's going to get, mess with their stomach. You can bring some comfort items. We can't guarantee that we'll use them in a board and train just because this is a training state. So if they're going to be chewing up their beds and stuff, we won't put those in there. If you have any training tools at home, you'll want to bring those with you. If not, then we'll be able to work with that and you'll be able to purchase them after the boarding stay.
Yeah, I think that's another great point about a board and train, because one of the commands that we're teaching, one of the skills that we're teaching is crate training. A board and train will take place in a crate.
Yes.
So that would be something that if you are interested in our training program, you'd have to wrap your whole brain around that it will be a crate training program also.
Yes.
That the crate training is not separatable from the board and train.
Yes.
How would I sign up for a board and train?
So the first thing you would do is go on our website. You would fill out a training form. So the training form will come to our training email, and I will reach out to you and we'll have a little phone interview, kind of see what's going on, talk about all of that and what services you're looking for, and then we would continue to schedule from there.
What is one thing that you would tell someone who wants to get a board and train that they should do to make their board and train as successful as possible?
Yeah. So you definitely want to be prepared for the work that we have done here to continue at home. So likely the structure of your day and the structure you have with your dog will change. It will alter a little bit, so you need to be prepared to implement more structure, different techniques at home. It is going to be a continuing process. We will have set all of the groundwork, we'll have prepared them for success, but this is going to be something that you're going to have to be ready and prepared to keep up with at home. It's going to be, holding them very accountable. It's going to be doing all of this training that we will coach you through continuously. It needs to happen every time in order to keep those results that we have been able to achieve at their board and train stay.
Yeah, and the other great thing about a board and train is that we include follow-up lessons. We want to continue helping you as new things arise. So thank you for talking with us about the board and train program today. Katie is here to help you, and we will get you guys scheduled. Ask us any questions that you have, and as always, check out our Facebook and our YouTube. Submit any questions you want covered in future podcast episodes. We'll see you next time on the Cashiers Canine Connection.